Joining me today to discuss cybersecurity is Rick Peters, who's the CISO for Operational Technology in North America for Fortinet. Good morning, Rick.
Hey, good morning, Sid. It's a pleasure to be here today. I look forward to the conversation.
Thank you. Cybersecurity covers, particularly industrial cybersecurity, covers a very broad range of technologies and services and issues and things like that. Can you kind of, just to start this off, kind of explain where Fortinet fits or where Fortinet is focused on it? I mean, Fortinet's a well-known company, but...
Absolutely. The interesting thing that kind of separates Fortinet from the field is its vision and perspective of protecting operational technology, industrial control systems, the cyber physical, those assets which are most valuable, and taking a different approach using solution-based strategies instead of point solutions. You got to really get excited about that because it brings in the connotation of things like visibility, from device detection to ensuring the integrity of the asset, and building on that to think about things like control and automated response, which are things that are intriguing to the operational technology system owner.
A lot of our clients, when I talk to them, I think they struggle to protect their systems. They're struggling to maintain their security posture and things like that. Can Fortinet help them with that, and how can you help them address that?
Absolutely, and that struggle, over the past, I'd say half decade to decade, there's been a lot of change. And change with technology, of course, is really driving much of what goes on today. And for operational technology, you're feeling the pains of digital transformation, the convergence of IT and OT, assets which have very different value sets. IT more service-related, think confidentiality as the primitive that drives everything, and operational technology quite a bit different. Legacy technology, been air-gapped historically, and so when you bring those two together, you have a much larger attack surface. The opportunity for disruption. So Fortinet's perspective is to think inside out. Not that perimeter security isn't important, but really thinking about what could be going on internally, and that's important when you think about the frequency of what's happening today against industrial control systems across the verticals.
When you mention that, we talk a lot here at this conference, as well as in our research, around digital transformation in general. And some of what you just said address that, but are there other issues you can do to help people launch? One of the concerns is that people don't launch those initiatives because of cybersecurity concerns. So can you help them overcome that?
Absolutely. And in fact, the reservation is a lot of fear-based, right? You can read the articles going on today, the frequency and the events, whether they're extortion-driven, espionage-driven, even sabotage-driven. The illustrations are significant to the operational technology system owner. When you read about a case like Trisus Triton, where a system was affected at its core, right? Safety instrumentation is an example. You need to step into it as a solution provider and say, I can bring you the confidence that you're going to have safe operations, because safe and continuous operations are the baseline. That's the premise upon which OT security is really founded. And Fortinet's focus with their security fabric is intended to bring that level of confidence.
Tell me, do you have any key initiatives in Fortinet that you're focused on right now? And what, kind of describe them, obviously with respect to industrial cybersecurity?
Absolutely. I'll call them best practices. Alluded to them briefly before. And I think it transcends or goes beyond just device integrity with visibility. I can do asset inventory. I can design in control, bring segmentation into architectures. And if you think about a model that showcases where the IT and the OT meet, it really goes beyond all that and says, I need to provide situational awareness so that things like transparent security without latency and things like speed, in other words, doing it at the pace of operations, and being able to secure all of that while scaling, because of course the operational technology system owner isn't into change to begin with, and so you've got to bring longevity of the security solution into the game as well. And of course that's very attractive when you can talk about the big picture.
One thing that I see, it's been going on for years, but it's getting more, I think, is the need for support from vendors. Manufacturers need that support. They're depending upon their security. They're vendors to support their efforts to secure things. Now, what does Fortinet do from that perspective?
One of the intrigue points for me, and I spent a good deal of my career in the intelligence community prior to joining Fortinet, so it was a big change. But Fortinet really thinks holistically. They're not trying to fly solo, and I think that's really important in operational technology. It really is a team sport. And so we think about working strongly in developing our partnerships with system integrators and MSSPs. And when you start to think about designing security in instead of bolting it on, really thinking about an ecosystem approach, you're delivering something that can be repeated again and again. Very attractive for the operational technology system owner, regardless of the vertical. So whether it's energy utilities, manufacturing, building automation, transportation, it works across all of those.
Well, thank you, Rick, for talking to us today. I've really enjoyed it. It's very informative. I hope you enjoy the conference.
It's exciting to be here, and thank you for the opportunity. I really enjoyed this.
Okay. Today, we've been talking to Rick Peters from Fortinet. Thank you for watching.